Horizon Call of the Mountain, developed by Guerrilla Games and Firesprite and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, is a great example of PlayStation VR 2 technology. While it's by no means a perfect game, and VR technology still suffers from immersion, Call of the Mountain is a great foundation for Sony to build its PSVR 2 library on. Horizon Call of the Mountain tells the story of a new protagonist, Reyes, a former soldier who is disgraced for his actions before the game's story unfolds. Freshly released from prison and embarking on a dizzying trek up the mountain to Tsarja Sundom, Reyes must climb his mountain and uncover the secret of the increased hostility of the machines. Along the way, he'll meet new and familiar faces, including Aloy, and build his own story within the larger Horizon universe. It should be noted that Raj's story is much richer than Aloy's previous adventures, offering a deeper understanding of Tsarja Sundom's cultural criteria and how people prioritize their lifestyles. Given the sense of scale required by the mountain horizon, it works. Inevitably, history gives way to incredible sights. Bell of the Hill delights the eyes in every corner of its world with 360 degrees of movement in every biome. There are two main gameplay elements of Horizon Call of the Mountain that complement its incredible world building: climbing and archery. The former feels like a fun trip to the climbing gym, minus the intense cardio, while the latter is a standard approach to VR combat. Climbing is the most fun, serving as a dual element of exploration and puzzle solving in the story of Call of the Mountain. PSVR 2's hand and finger sensors are so accurate that the game actually captures the rhythm and movements of climbing. On the other hand, the match didn't go so well. A lot of PlayStation VR 2's features come into play here, as Reyes can draw his own bow, draw an arrow from a quiver, and seamlessly draw it around. At times, however, Horizon Call of the Mountain seemed to get confused about which hand was doing what, and there were a few clumsy plays that resulted in us accidentally drawing a bow with our not-so-dominant hand, and the timing didn't fix that. However, Horizon Call of the Mountain's combat excels at one of the things that is essential to a good VR experience: setting the scene and eliciting an emotional response. Each battle felt sufficiently mellow or frantic depending on the situation, and the intensity of dodging and then targeting enemy weak spots in the small window felt satisfying. Again, the visuals are absolutely stunning, even during the game's busiest moments. Horizon Call of the Mountain suffers from the same problems that many VR games end up with. No matter how smart their egos, not much has changed in terms of the gameplay cycle. As long as the player is fully dedicated to climbing or fighting, this shouldn't be a big deal, but as a substantial VR game that requires several long sessions to complete, a change of pace would be a little more appreciated. The crafting subsystem with realistic hand gestures is a nice touch and could be better with a few extra widgets. This, combined with its relatively simple story, Reyes certainly isn't as interesting as Aloy, though things become more prominent later in the game, means that Horizon Call of the Mountain doesn't match the game's other settings. The Guerrilla Games universe has set high standards. However, Horizon Call of the Mountain is a great game in its own right. To showcase the early PlayStation VR 2, Sony couldn't have asked for a better launch title. Call of the Mountain's stunningly beautiful visuals and well-rounded primary gameplay make it a rich VR experience and an absolute must-have for anyone picking up a PSVR 2. Although the price does seem a bit high, especially when paired with hardware that supports anyone willing to dive in will be just as satisfied as Raj's adrenaline-pumping feet hundreds of feet in the air on a mountainside. Horizon Call of the Mountain will be released on PlayStation VR 2 on February 22, 2023. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and support my channel.